Well, I thought maybe it would be time to do an update on my single seed challenge 2021 with Scott Head and my rattlesnake bean. It's been a few days. It has been exactly 9 days ago. And look, the one little rattlesnake bean that I plopped down in this cup has germinated. And it took about 5 days actually for that bean to germinate, but it finally did. And so now it's got about 9 days growth on it. I'm going to take this out of my little aquarium here, and that is going to go into some soil. I'm going to put that in a little tiny pot, and we'll go from there with it. Now, as I was doing this, let me give you just a little thing here. We'll look around, see what's going on. I also planted. I did a germination test on 4 of these rattlesnake beans, and they all came out, right? And they're growing, they're looking for sun, but look at here, right? I should have already had them out of here, but these 4 were simply a test. I'm not going to worry about these that I've got here. I have no emotional attachment to those beans. I'm not going to develop one either, because this one is the one that I care the most about. And in my limited space inside my tiny home situation here, one 16-foot rambling rattlesnake green bean is all I want to grow right now. I'm not going to put the rest of these on my plate to have to deal with, okay? I've got other seeds. Now, some observations from this. Out of the 4 that germinated, only 2 of them have taken off, right? The other 2 there, you see one right there in the center and this one right here, they sprouted, they germinated, but as soon as these other 2 took on off, that shut down the growth of those other 2 beans, I guess. These are out competing them, is what I would say. But I have learned a couple of things since doing this in here, okay? It's something I didn't keep in mind, didn't think about. I did have a minnow in here, and I've lost that minnow. It's not that I can't find him. He has passed on to the great aquarium in the sky. It died. And I have lost a tadpole. Okay? Now, here is something that I think has happened here. And it can serve as a warning to people. These beans have a natural, they've got a natural toxin. Look at that one. I've got to get these beans out of here. A lot of them getting lazy up on the top lately, and he might be okay, but they getting lazy up here on the top. They may have something to do with these beans. Many types of beans have a toxin in them to protect them from being eaten raw. And with the amount of people that are now sprouting micrograins, or the way that they're doing it with eating sprouts, this is something that people really need to hear. I don't know where you'll hear it, but maybe you hear it here first and I help somebody. Lectin is a generic name for toxins that are in some seeds in the beans. It is to protect them from being eaten. And you can't eat some beans raw. If you just take a notion to sprout you some pinto beans or some green beans or whatever, without knowing what beans are safe to do it with, you may wind up having yourself a situation where you get poisoned. In fact, even slow cooking some dry beans can make you sick. The toxin is not neutralized until it gets up to a point of like 250 degrees, I think, something like that. Look it up. Look up lectin and look up toxins in beans for more information. But many people have suffered poisoning from slow-cooked pinto beans or any other kind of beans, especially kidney beans. So if you're getting into microgreens, most of the time with microgreens, people just eat the greens on top. But the other thing, which is sprouting, people are eating the seed and the greens that come from them. And if this little random bit of knowledge that I have given you, this old hillbilly looking at his tadpole tank, growing out a single seed to join in Scott Head's wonderful single seed challenge, if that's helped you, then I consider today a success. We all start out learning things as we go, no matter what age we are. So I hope that helps. Don't think that you can just handle your beans any old way. Many beans have to be cooked before they are safe to eat. There are some beans that you can eat the pods, and there's some beans that if you eat the pods, it'll make you sick. So really take the time to do your research to know what you're doing. And it's all out there. There are countless videos on things like this that you can find. And you can do things a safe way and not make yourself sick. Look at those tadpoles. Yep. I'm going to be taking this out of here. Now the mint cuttings, you'll also see something else that I've learned. Mint is incredibly strong, as I have shown many of you before in some of my previous videos. They've got lots of roots down there on all of them. I'm going to take them out. But do you see how those leaves are turning black? Well, the lid that is on this aquarium all the time, even though there's a crack for the power cord for this filter, it traps in lots of humidity. In an open aquarium, you wouldn't have that problem. It'd still be a very humid thing, but they're not getting a lot of sun in here, and it's a high humidity environment. So I think that's what's going on with those the blackened leaves. I'm going to take all of these out and trim all of that up and put them in some little cups by themselves so that they can continue growing a bigger root structure. And I think that once I get these beans out of here, all my tadpoles will be happier. I'll probably do a little water change. But anyhow, this is an update for my single seed, my most important crazy idea to start up green beans in my part of the world here in the middle of winter still. We're going to see what happens. And I'm going to do some experiments with this as I go along, and I hope I don't kill it. So to those of you who have watched and made it this far, I want to say I appreciate you very much. And from this old hillbilly up in Alabama, y'all have a great day. I'll see you next time.